Good morning everybody. Myself Srimati H. Asha, Associate Professor, Department of Physics, ADB First Grade College, Harpanahalli. In this video, I'll mention Lorentz transformation equations and I discuss about Fitzgerald length contraction and time dilation. Lorentz transformation equations were developed by the Dutch physicist H.L. Lorentz in the year 1904. These equations relate the space and time coordinates from one frame of reference to the another frame of reference. These equations were derived on the consideration that the frame S' is moving with a constant velocity with reference to frame S along the positive x direction. Here are the Lorentz transformation equations: x coordinate, y coordinate, z coordinate as well as time coordinate. These equations are called as the inverse Lorentz transformation equations. These equations I am going to use in my further derivation. Now I discuss about Fitzgerald length contraction. So in this we are going to measure the length of this rod with reference to the frame S. So for that, let us consider frame S' is moving with a constant velocity with reference to frame S along the positive x direction. Let AB be the rod which is at rest with reference to frame S'. Let us consider x1' and x2' be the coordinates of the ends of the rod at any instant of time. Then length of this rod can be written as L0 is equal to x2' minus x1'. Similarly, with reference to frame S, let me consider x1 and x2 be the coordinates of the rod at the same instant of time. Then length measured by the observer with reference to frame S can be written as x2 minus x1. Now consider Lorentz transformation equations and write down the x1' coordinate and x2' coordinate as x1' is equal to x1 minus vt by root of 1 minus v square by c square, and x2' is equal to x2 minus vt root of 1 minus v square by c square. Subtracting one from the other, we get this equation, and this can be written as x2' minus x1' is equal to x2 minus x1 by root of 1 minus v square by c square, because minus vt and plus vt gets cancels with each other. Writing this as L0 and x2 minus x1 as L, will get the final expression as L is equal to L0 root of 1 minus v square by c square. So this is expression for length contraction. So from this equation, it is clear that L is less than L0. That means if we measure the length of the rod from the frame S, it appears to be contracted by a factor root of 1 minus v square by c square along the direction of motion. That means we have considered the direction of motion as x direction. Therefore, the length gets contracted along the x direction. Here I have mentioned some of the shapes here. So this is the shape of the object which is at rest in frame S'. If the frame S' is moving or the object itself is in motion, then for the observer in a frame S, it appears like this, and it is contracted along the x direction but not along the y direction and the z direction. Similarly, I have mentioned another object that is circular shape, and it appears, if it is in motion, it appears an oval shape. So this is all about the length contraction. Now I'll discuss about time dilation. Again, the explanation is as in the case of previous one. Consider frame S' which is moving with a constant velocity with reference to frame S along the positive x direction. Now consider a gun which is at rest in the frame S'. The coordinates of this gun are x', y' and z'. Let us consider, let t1' and t2' be the time intervals at which the gun fires two shots with reference to frame S'. Then the time interval between two shots is given as t0 is equal to t2' minus t1'. Similarly, with reference to frame S, the time interval can be written as t2 minus t1. Now consider inverse Lorentz transformation equations for writing the coordinates of t1 and t2. Now students, you may be thinking that why inverse Lorentz transformation equation. Why not Lorentz transformation equations as in the case of length contraction? So if we consider Lorentz transformation equations in this derivation, both t and x will be variable as frame S dash is moving with a certain velocity. Therefore, for the observer in the frame, yes, both the coordinates are x1 and x2 has to be substituted in this equation. Therefore, the calculation becomes very tedious. So we have to consider inverse Lorentz transformation equations. So write down the coordinate of t1 as this and t2 as this, then subtracting one from the other and cancelling the quantities which gets cancels. The equation becomes t2 minus t1 is equal to t2 dash minus t1 dash root of 1 minus v square by c square. Writing this as t and this as t naught, we will get the final expression as t is equal to t naught by root of 1 minus v square by c square. So from this equation it is clear that t is greater than t naught. That means the time appears prolonged or longer for an observer from the frame S. So this concept is known as time dilation. Thank you.